I'm Caleb Xavier Bug, operations analyst here at Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere and Reaching Our Sisters Everywhere, our parent company. I currently work on curriculum development and guides for the ROBE team, as well as grant applications and the fulfillment of our grant deliverables. So I do not have any children. I am 29 years old right now, a graduate, a local product of Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia. And I've done graduate school and postdoctoral work in engineering. So bring a skill set of sort of statistics and data science to ROBE, really helping to track some of the interventions that we're doing over the next few years and try to increase the impact we have, as Wesley mentioned, educating, equipping, and empowering men to impact this increase in breastfeeding rates and decrease in infant mortality.
Hello, everyone. I'm George Bug. I am the husband of the founder, one of the co-founders of Reaching Our Sisters Everywhere, Dr. Kimmery Bug. I'm a retired neonatologist, that is a pediatrician that specializes in the care of sick newborns, and now have joined Rose and ROBE as the Chief Financial Officer. I also am very much involved in the promotion of breastfeeding as the primary nutrition for infants through the first 6 months of life, which is the recommendation of the American Academy of Pediatrics and the World Health Organization. I'm also very concerned about the sudden infant death rate in our community, so making certain that our community understands the importance of the Back to Sleep campaign, which then was transformed into a Safe Sleep campaign. Not only is it back to sleep, but the environment that the baby sleeps in is really important. And it is notable that as part of the Safe Sleep campaign, it also promotes breastfeeding as a way to decrease sudden infant death syndrome. So again, I'm very encouraged by the efforts that Rose and ROBE are making in our community to improve the health of mothers, babies, and to improve the quality of fatherhood being rendered to our children.
Right. So I'm J. Ron Davis. I'm 24, and I have a 7-year-old daughter. And ROBE and Rose have been able to help me through this journey called fatherhood.
So what does Thanksgiving mean to you personally, and how do you celebrate it with your loved ones?
Sure, I'll start. And of course, Thanksgiving is a holiday that puts sort of gratitude at the forefront. We, like many other families, have a tradition of coming together around the dinner table. Starting dinner with, saying something that we're grateful for, trying to rule out the answers like family and grace and God, and think about what's been going on in our lives lately. Something I'm grateful to be here as part of this organization. I've been around Rose and ROBE as a member of the Bug family since about 2015, but very thankful to be here in my latest iteration. We'll talk a little bit more about where I've been the last few years, finishing up school and coming back home to Decatur. So I think about gratitude. That's what it means to me, spending time with family, and always excited to do that every year.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving is a great time to kind of wind down after all the busyness of summer, kids starting back to school, and then a time to relax and spend time as family, acknowledging how grateful we are to the many blessings that God has bestowed upon us. So it's always a great time of fellowship, a great time of worship, a great time of giving thanks for what we have been blessed with. It's also a time to reflect upon those who are no longer with us, those who have been great supporters of us, those on whose shoulders we stand. So that's really important that we understand those who've gone before us and what they have meant to us. So we reflect upon the past and look forward to a future being blessed by God, being thankful for it all.
For me, Thanksgiving is to come together as a family, be thankful for your loved ones. Obviously, get together and eat some very good food.
Yes, sir.
It's mostly to come around as a family and to, show and be around things that you're grateful for, what you're thankful for. So that's what I feel like giving this.
What role does gratitude play in building stronger communities and healthier families? Particularly, in what way do we work in gratitude with Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere?
So we are thankful for the many things that Rose and Robe together have done to promote improved health in our community. So there is a great need to educate, to empower our community. And so we are very thankful that Rose and Robe have worked together for that. Over the many decades, Rose has had a lot of support from a number of organizations that have donated to make the program that they have possible. So Rose has been really involved in programs such as um, the baby-friendly initiatives in various hospitals. And Robe also has taken some of the things that Robe has done, such as community transformers, things that where we work with the community partners to train men how to understand and be involved in the lives of their children and the significant others as well. So transforming our communities is very important for Rose and Robe.
I'll go. I think with the theme of gratitude, as my father mentioned here, one thing is that Robe and all the work that we do, we're very grateful for Rose and their leadership. So something that we're grateful for. Rose has been around since 2011, reaching our sisters everywhere, doing this work in breastfeeding, especially in the African American community, and helping to increase the rates. But they've been training, their core staff has been training for decades, as was mentioned. So, something that Dr. Kimmery Bugg, one of the founders of Rose, stresses that when she started this work in the 70s and 80s, the numbers were, don't quote me, but in the 60% or 70% percentile range for the initiation of African American women initiating breastfeeding. And now those numbers are closer to the targets that we have, upwards of we're getting closer to the target we have for 82%. So very grateful to be around this leadership. And also thinking about our culture, being that we're Black, African American, whatever you may call it, we have this African ancestry that gives gratitude a lot to our maternal ancestors. And that's something that I think about a lot. And it's something that Robe, I think, reproduces well, is giving gratitude to our maternal ancestors for the work that they've done, raising families and promoting equity, healthcare, and things like that. So very grateful to Rose, very grateful for our mothers, our grandmothers, aunts, and all those who have provided the path for us to be able to do this work, as Dr. Bugg mentioned, engaging men now to be leaders in their communities when it comes to maternal and child health.
I want to say Robe has helped me be able to take care of my daughter. We have hoop therapy that's for the guys. If you come in stressed, you can relieve some of the stress with. Obviously, we're here for you there too. But as far as for Robe and Rose, what they do for the community is outstanding. I'm able to, like I said, take care of my daughter. Everything's pretty much good with her. My relationship that I have with her mom is co-parenting is getting better. You guys have been helping me with that as well. So yeah, speaking of gratitude, is very grateful for Robe and Rose.
How can we use the Thanksgiving holiday to encourage fathers and male caregivers to take a more active role in family bonding and health?
Well, the obvious definition of Thanksgiving is to be thankful for what you have around you, just to be thankful in general. So, we obviously have the mom and we have the dad. They should, you have to be thankful for what you have as far as kids. So you can't have a child with just the mom. You gotta have one with the dad. So we will have to encourage the men to, be more into Thanksgiving activities, to be thankful for your children that you have, to be a father, to be a grandfather, to be a male figure in anybody's life, because that's definitely needed. So,
fathers become natural leaders for their families, and sometimes, as was mentioned, the relationships that maybe throughout the year haven't been the best. We haven't had the best relationships, maybe with the kids, maybe with the mother, maybe with the family. This is a time for renewal, for restoration, for new beginnings as we come closer to the end of the year. So, I think trying to hold space to have those conversations about where the family's health is right now, checking in with your family to see how they're doing in school, see how they're doing in their personal lives, see how the mental health aspect is going as we still come out of COVID and things like that. So I think really leading those conversations and holding space as males is important. And I think this is a great time for us to check in on our families and see how everyone is doing.
And Thanksgiving is a great time for families to come together, not only to give thanks for one another, but also to express thanks by giving to others. And so it is a good time for the leadership of the family to undertake ways in which they can bless others. So Thanksgiving is not only about acknowledging your own blessings, but a time to be a blessing to others. So again, it is important that we acknowledge that every member of our family is a blessing, and that we try to continue to strengthen our bonds as a family and also as a community. And so as a community, again, we try to strengthen our bonds by giving one to another.
How can we address food insecurities during the holiday season and ensure all families have access to nutritious meals?
I'll start with this one. Something I'm certainly passionate about is social services and filling the gap where we can as a society. So those gap programs. So one thing we were talking about off camera before this started is we have some historic programs in Atlanta. So of course, we'd encourage people to utilize their local churches around this time. There are lots of food giveaways. There are also some sort of historic giveaways like the Hosea Feed the Hungry that we do in Atlanta and other things around the city. So we would encourage you to check in with schools, check in with churches, make sure your family has the food that they need this upcoming holiday, and going forward to continue to establish connections. We have a connection with Green Forest Community Baptist Church here, and we did a food giveaway recently as well. So that's the top way, is sort of looking at these social services, people who are here to fill in the gap for you and hope that they can fulfill that need.
Again, I think the government does play a major role in providing for the feeding of families. And so there are programs such as the Women, Infant, Children program, a WIC program, which provides food sustenance to families. And so if the mother is breastfeeding, she gets a much larger supply of food for the family. So that is a way, again, that relates back to what the Rose mission is, to make certain the families are educated that if they are breastfeeding, that they should be requesting the breastfeeding foodstuffs from WIC to have a larger amount of food available to the families. I've been impressed that our local school systems have increased the times in which they are having lunches available not only during the summers, but also during holidays. It has even been noted in the college communities that the many college students, particularly from other countries, who cannot go back home for the holidays, and the need for them to have places to eat as well. So again, food insecurity is something that we need to address on a national level, because it should not be simply a Thanksgiving, Christmas giveaways, but the need to address the maintenance of food and foodstuffs for children particularly, and families especially.
I say donate. Like Taylor said, Green Forest Church does do a food drive, and I've been helping them for the past couple months. And one of the problems we had was we had like a food shortage, and usually we'll have 2 bags. It'll be bags for the adults, and then it's an extra bag for the kids. But I think they had to push back on only having 1 bag, so we don't have as much bags and quantities for the kids. Well, we do, but it's just not how it used to be. So I would say donating definitely will play a bigger part in helping out with the food shortages.
What role do fathers play in encouraging breastfeeding and healthy family habits? And how can Thanksgiving serve as a time to reflect on and strengthen those roles?
I would say that fathers play a major role in the health and nutrition of families in general. And so that's why we have at Rose and Robe a major undertaking to educate men who are becoming fathers, particularly those who are becoming fathers for the first time, about the importance of breastfeeding because breast milk is the best feeding for infants, especially if the babies are born prematurely. It's which is my life's work. It has been shown in many, many studies that breast milk is the best and safest nutrition for premature babies. And so that's something that our community does not often know about, that we have to have breast milk for premature babies. And so either providing the mother's own milk, which is best, or having access to breast milk from breast milk banks is important for our babies that are born prematurely to decrease the risk of things such as necrotizing enterocolitis, which is potentially very lethal disorder for our babies. So again, fathers play a major role in supporting the importance of the first nutrition being breastfeeding for our babies.
So when I was 17, that's when I had my daughter. I had no knowledge of breastfeeding, none whatsoever. So I don't even think maybe my child's mother maybe tried it maybe once or two times, but I would have definitely encouraged her to do it more. Or like I said, help her pump in any way that I could. Probably during the Thanksgiving, suggested more while we're at the table together. And yeah, but yeah, definitely, father plays a big role in helping try to breastfeed for a good child. For a good child.
Yep, and I'll answer a bit next and just say that Robe, Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere, collects lots of resources to encourage fathers in this effort to promote and protect breastfeeding, as well as promoting and protecting safe sleep practices as well. So we will make sure that our information is linked to this video so that the people watching can see some of those things that fathers can do to protect breastfeeding. Things like encouraging the mother, supporting the mother in house tasks, taking care of the children, and other things that are helpful for the mother to decrease her stress and increase the opportunity she has to successfully complete her breastfeeding journey.
Holidays can be stressful for me. How can men foster open conversations about mental health and emotional well-being during holiday seasons?
So again, as the question was about the mental health and the stresses that holidays can impose, and so we know that particularly in families, sort of the first holiday with a missing family member can always be somewhat traumatic and trying times. That is, as some would say, the empty chair at the table that used to be filled by a dear family member. And so again, the importance is that we reflect upon what that person has meant to us and what they would have our lives to continue to be. And so as I reflect upon, say, my grandmother who is no longer with us, I know that the family is important for us. And so I would always want to reach out to our other family members who are still here and we communicate about how much she poured into our lives. And so again, it's an important time to acknowledge and reflect upon the importance that other people who are no longer with us have had upon us. It's also sometimes stressful when people put expectations upon themselves that are difficult to achieve. And so trying to replicate all the things that have gone on either in times past or thinking forward to what we would like to give for Christmas. Again, we should not overstress ourselves because it is the love that comes from simply being there, to speaking with one another, that is most important, not the dollar amount that is being spent to put on a great show. So the importance of relating one to another is a reason to be thankful, and again, to acknowledge that God has been with us to give us this opportunity to be with us, one with another, and to know that that is a part of what we are to be as human beings.
As it is. So holidays, of course, are going to be more stressful because it's more busy. More fast paced. You got to get ready for maybe Christmas, buy presents, or Thanksgiving. You got to get the food ready and everything. But the thing about holidays is it also brings us like family together. So if you are having problems mentally, you should, when you're around the family, maybe like, tell someone or like tell your family how you're feeling. So that would definitely be better to during the holidays, just tell people how you feel if you're feeling some type of way.
I think something that we focus on here again at Robe is infant mortality. And this may be a difficult season for families in general, but especially for fathers who may have lost a child due to infant mortality, defined as losing a child within the first year of life. And the infant mortality rate, as we talked about, is higher among African Americans, is higher among Southeastern states. So some of the things that affect the fathers you may know, the brothers in your life you may know. This is a good time to check in with them if you do know somebody affected by infant mortality. to continue to help them process through it. And we form a brotherhood here at Robe, something that Rose does very well, our parent organization, Reaching Our Sisters Everywhere. It puts together lived experience advisory groups and sisterhood panels in Sankofa, things that allow mothers to come together and be in community and talk to each other about both their successes and the challenges that they've had through motherhood. So we look to do the same thing here at Robe, support brothers through fatherhood, through the ups and through the downs. And we always want to lift up the importance of breastfeeding, but also the devastation that brothers who may have experienced infant mortality in their lives have dealt with. The other thing I like to talk about is, about what it means to be around friends and around brothers around this time who are maybe not a part of your family. We do talk about family a lot in Thanksgiving, but it's a great time to check in with friends, to check in with that friend group. Something I'm happy to be a part of this community, something Black people do very well, is we form friend groups, right, that are tight. We have them through our entire life. There's college, there's high school, there's different points where we meet people. But this is a good time to hang with the boys, to check in, and something we do at Hoop Therapy, as we talked about every Thursday here at Green Forest. Hoop Therapy will be on Tuesday this upcoming week, I believe. We'll check in with the director of Robe. But a shout out to Hoop Therapy, which allows, again, the brothers to come together, play some basketball, and talk to each other about the things that are going on in their lives, especially as they relate to fatherhood and mental health. So protect your mental health this season, and anything we can do to help you and support you here at Robe, we're here for you. Thank you.
As we reflect on the year during Thanksgiving, what are some key achievements or moments of impact from Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere that you all are most grateful for?
So Reaching Our Brothers Everywhere did have a 10th year celebration or anniversary summit in which speakers from across the country came to address the issue of fatherhood and of educating men to become better fathers. And so that was an exceptional undertaking, highlighting the work of many in the field of fatherhood throughout the country. And so we were able to garner from that additional resources to continue our journey. So it's a matter of reflection of 10 years, but also looking forward to continuing the mission with greater resources and greater networking, again, to educate more men about the role of fathers in taking care of the infant and the mother as well.
Something I'm impressed with is, I think, the consistency and improvement of one of our staple programs we've mentioned several times on this program, Hoop Therapy. As I said, definitely impressed with the consistency with the brothers who are running the programs, the community members that we've engaged to be there for us, that are connected to Green Forest Community Baptist Church, but also throughout sort of the county. People we have brought in as community transformers, Robe community transformers, who help us run that program. And now we're able to bring the resources, fatherhood resources, diapers, and other resources to the brothers that are playing in the gym. So it's not just about, as we said, coming and getting the therapy of playing basketball, but it's also about meeting people. We're promoting people's businesses and personal brands. We're bringing them resources. And now we're ready to expand into some other locales. So stay tuned, because Hoop Therapy might be coming to a city near you. And we'll always come with our Train the Trainer program, meaning it's not just about playing basketball, but it's about equipping, empowering, and educating men to have this increase, to impact this increase in breastfeeding rates. So we'll train the men there in those communities how to do that. And I'm looking forward to the next phase of Hoop Therapy as we go forward with one of our staple programs.
Being able to comfortably say that I am in my daughter's life. Like I said, you guys, Robe has been able to help me be more in my daughter's life, helping her out in any type of way that I can. So as far as, having that confidence as being a father, even a co-parenting father, I have been able to have, the feeling that I'm on the right track of fatherhood. So yeah, that's definitely an achievement that I've hit, and you guys have been able to help me with. So definitely thankful for that.
Say that last question, right?
Yeah, give our shout outs to our producers today, Brother Jakai behind the camera, Brother George Wesley Bug behind the camera. We'll be coming to you again soon with the Christmas edition. And as we go forward, after the holidays, we'll probably make these live. So as we're talking about being able to call in, being able to get on our YouTube lives and things like that, please engage with us. Let us know what you want on the program, and we'll do our best to incorporate that. For now, that's it. Caleb Xavier Bug again here at Rose and Robe signing off. Thank you for being with us here today.